Well, hello there. Welcome back to Granny's Go Digital. Today, I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to make a Google map, a simple Google map that has the pins of where your family members are located or whatever you want to do on the map. If this was an in-person family reunion, a lot of people put up a huge map, and then as people come to the reunion, they push in pins of all the places they're from, and it looks pretty spectacular at the end. And basically, we're going to do the same thing, except that we're going to do it online, and we're going to make it specific to our family. The only caveat, the only warning I want to give you is that you can put all kinds of information into Google, but don't. Don't use full names on your Google map. Don't use full addresses. I stick just with the top layer for my family pins because I don't want it to have the address. The town is good enough. I do put photos on it, which I'll show you, and that's significant to my family, but hopefully won't give anybody information. So the first thing you do is just go to Google Maps, and you come over to this little 3-line menu and click on it, and you're going to go down to your places. Everybody has these places already set in the map. From there, you can go to, surprise, maps. I have made lots of maps in my time, but I want to make a new map. I'm going to create it. I scroll way to the bottom. It pulls up where you are currently. So where am I currently? Yes, I'm in Japan. However, I'm not going to put any pins in Japan. Most of my family, all of my family lives in the United States full time, but I'm just visiting Japan right now. All right, so you can see that here's our panel that we're working on, and here's the search bar. The search bar is the most important thing. This is called Untitled Layer. You can change the layer title if you want to. I'm going to call this Smiths because this is where the Smiths live. And let's say that I was going to do not only my immediate family group, but I was also going to do my cousins and my second generation cousins. I could put their last name on there, or Dave's side, or cousin Jimmy's side, whatever you want to write. You can have as many layers as you want, and you can do it the way that you want to do it. I'm going to start out in the place that my mother grew up, in my grandmother's house, and that's in Canaan, Connecticut. So, as you see, what happens is the map pulls up, it has a little info box, and it has a green pin. Sometimes there will be more information that's in there right now. This is Canaan, Connecticut. It's what I want, so I want to add it to the map. The pin automatically turns blue, but you can change the pin. You can change all kinds of information, or if you want to delete it completely, you can trash it. I'm going to leave the pin blue because blue is the default color, and the pins that I'm going to have the most of are where we have lived. That's kind of the goal of this map. It's not the only goal. I'm going to show you a few other things, but just to make it easy, I'll leave it blue for now. I can always go back and change it later. I do want to personalize this as much as possible, so I want to add an image. The way I do that is I hit the camera, I hit upload if it's not there, and then I select a file from my device, which I've already saved it into a folder, the photos that I want to use. And my grandmother's house, the house my mother grew up in, her whole life, her whole child life, is right there. I'm going to click it, I'm going to upload it, and then it shows up in the text box, in the information box. I can add more information here. I can put grandma's house, but I'm not going to put the address. I'm not going to put anything that really tells anybody where it is because I don't want this information to leak, even though no one lives there now that I know. All right, so I finished that. I'm just going to hit save, and I'm going to move on. Once I'm done with that, if I want to, I can get rid of that box. The pin stays. And then I just want to go to the next place I want to write in my map. and that is Bowie, Maryland. Bowie, Maryland, there it is. Info box, green pin. I want to add it to the map. I have a picture of Bowie because I think it's important to do as much information as you want. That's me. You can see how old I was when I lived in Bowie. There I am. And I upload it. So now I have that. I'm not going to put anything here. I'm just going to say save. I might go back and put the years that we lived there, but to be honest, I don't know what those are off the top of my head. I just know it was a long time ago. All right, and the next one I'm going to put in is Cheyenne, Wyoming. Here it is again, the info box. I want to add it to the map. I do not have a picture of Cheyenne. Well, I have plenty of pictures of Cheyenne, but I'm not going to upload one right now. So I'm all done. I can either hit X there, or I can just go on to the next thing. All right, so those were things that I kept blue because those are places that we've lived. The next thing that I want to do is significant places for significant events. And I'm going to change the color for that. So one of the things that's significant in my family is Stonington, Connecticut. No one's lived there in a long time. That's my immediate part of the family. But that's where we came and first settled in the United States. So I'm going to add it to the map. And I'm going to change it so that all of my significant event places have their own color. I'm going to make it orange, just because I like orange, as you may have noticed. And I do have a picture, so I'm going to add a picture. The little lighthouse, and it's a museum, which if you've never been, you should go. It's very cute. My great-grandfather's story is there. It's very interesting. And then that uploads and save. So now I have some significant events. You notice there's not really anywhere to write that. I guess I could have done a layer of significant events, but for me, a color works just fine. Another significant event I'm going to put on here is Housatonic Regional, there we go, Housatonic Valley Regional High School. Many people in my family have graduated from this high school, so I want to add it to the map. It's a significant event, so I want to change it to orange. And yes, oops, I didn't add the picture yet. I want to just click on it again. I want to add the picture of Husi. There she is. So I have a few significant events. I think I'll add one more significant event, and that is University of Oklahoma in Norman, right there. I'm going to add it to the map. It's significant. And I'm going to add a photo because Devin graduated from there with her master's in speech pathology. So I've uploaded it, and I do want to write that she got her master's in speech pathology because I think Devin graduates with a master's in speech. Because that's information that I would want to keep for my family reunion. I think it's important, and I have a picture, so it works. So that's my significant events. Now, the other thing I'm going to put on my map, you might think this is silly, but in my family, people love to eat. So I'm going to have a whole new color, and I'm going to call, and it's going to be for restaurants, and I'm going to put in a few places that we just love. I mean, we love to the point where if we're in the area, this is where we're going to eat. Kent Pizza is one of those places in Winston, Connecticut. I know most people don't go there, so maybe you don't need to know about it. So I'm going to change the color. Oops, didn't do it. I have to go over here. So it didn't, when I clicked on the pin, for some reason it didn't work. You can always go here and choose something and edit it from that list as well. For my restaurants, I'm going to use another color I like this blue. That's pretty, isn't it? No, I already have blue. I'm going to use purple. See, I want to keep these things over here as unique as possible so that I can glance at it and say, oh, I don't need to see purple because that's just restaurants. But, you know, I always want to see the restaurants. So this is for Ken Pizza. It does have the address in here, but that's because it's a business and Google knows about it. I'm not going to upload a picture, but as we'll see, it'll have one anyway. Of course, I'm going to add tons more. I want to title my map. This is the Smiths map. There's lots of Smiths in the world, but this is specific to my family. Save. All right, so it looks pretty good. The next thing I want to do is just give it a little preview, see if there's anything I've glaringly done wrong, because believe me, I make enough mistakes. Okay, it looks good. On this map, on the preview map, now you have your choice to share or edit it. I'm not going to edit it, it looks good, but I do want to share it. I mean, that's the whole purpose I'm doing it, right, is to share it with my family. I want to share this via email. I want to keep this as private as possible. And this will give me an opportunity to have a link that I can share out. So the first thing I want to do is change the permissions so that people can access it. Right now, I'm the only one that can access it. Well, that's good for me, but not for the rest of the family. Do I want it public on the web? No, I do not. Anyone with a link, that's a good way to do it. That's one of my websites. I'm going to do anyone with a link because then I can say, can they just view it? Can they edit it? I'm going to say they can only view it for now. If they want to edit it, they're going to have to ask me, or I'm going to ask them and then I'll let them do it. I can change these as many times as I want. But to begin with, I want to limit it because then I know what's happening on my map. You can let as many people do it as you want to. So I'm going to save it. It pulls me back to this screen. Anyone with a link can view it. And here's the link. So all I have to do is right click and copy this link. And then I go back to my Facebook page and I paste that in there with little on one of my posts and people can see it. Hopefully you'll get lots of people who want to contribute to your map. And then I hit done. I think if you look here, there's a way that you can print the map if you ever decide to do so. And there's other things you can do as well. I hope this really helps you. I love, as you saw from my list, making Google Maps because I love maps. And I love seeing where everybody is, where we've been, and playing around with the different things that I can do. I like to make them personal, and I like to have that family history. Well, thank you, and I hope we see you again for our next tutorial on Granny's Go Digital. Take care.